Shoreline improvements by Palm Beach County.
Mayor, Commissioners, I asked Rob Robbins, the Director of Palm Beach County's Environmental Resource Management, or ERM, to come and give you this brief presentation on the shoreline restoration. It's been talked about a long time, so we wanted to go ahead and have a presentation briefly about that, and then there'll be a follow-up item later in the meeting that actually takes action on it.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Microphone. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Again, my name is Rob Robbins with Palm Beach County, and what I'd like to do, if I may, use 4 slides to speak to item I on your consent agenda, but also to give you an update on 2 related items that are downtown on the waterfront. And if I can go right to some slides, if you'll allow me to jump to one of the related items first, we had in process an agreement by which we can take some of the floating docks out of the really underused area by the Snook Islands natural area and bring those around to be an amenity to the city's boat ramp, which is heavily used. So we have that agreement in process. We'll be taking it to the Board of County Commissioners next month. Not ready to ask you all to do anything along those lines. That's more of just to let you know one of the things that's in the works. One of the items that's item I on the consent agenda this evening, though, is a small living shoreline project along the city's seawall between the bridge and the boat ramp, illustrated by this little green area right here. The living shoreline is a small planter area in front of the seawall, with a seawall length of about 100 feet. And what I'd like to do is take the next 2 slides just to show a rendering of what that would look like upon completion. And this particular slide, again, about 100 feet along the seawall, there's a planter area in front of the wall. One of the things that we've learned before is not to plant mangroves in an area like this that might obscure the view. So this actually depicts shortly after construction and shortly after planting, but the planting would be spartina, a grass that grows about 2 to 3 feet tall, not mangroves. And then, of course, the planter surface area here is about 4 feet below the cap of the seawall. So with planting spartina, we don't anticipate that there would be any obstruction of the water view in this stretch. And of course, as it grows in, it would green up. And the spartina is something that during high tide would be inundated, good fisheries habitat. During a low tide would be exposed, good wading bird habitat. So that is the item that's on consent agenda, item I. The second of the 2 peripheral items, I wanted to let you all know that, as we had said we would do before up along the golf course, which fronts that mile-long Snook Islands natural area, there's a number of areas there where the anticipated maintained windows that were initially not supposed to be mangroves to maintain the view of the water did come in mangroves. Mangroves grew quite heartily along that stretch. And we told you all we would get the permits so that we could take the mangroves down and replace them with spartina grass. So we've just gotten started along that route. We got started along the clubhouse, which seemed to be one of the most serious concerns of view. And so we've just recently gotten started taking down the mangroves. That will occur in a number of the vistas along that project area. And then we'll be coming back and replacing that with the low spartina grass. So that's a quick update of where we are. We'd certainly love to entertain any questions you all might have.
Thank you, Commissioner Amoroso.
Can you go back 1 slide to the actual living garden? Now, share with us, you had said when the water comes in, so on the outside, is that a hole that the water and the fish can actually come through?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, this is a new design, never used before. And the idea is to let water, these need to be strong enough to withstand the storm and protect the seawall. So the structures need to be strong enough to withstand the storm, but at the same time, there's design passageways for water and fish to go back and forth from the tide to exact area.
Great.
Haven't there been a lot of cities have been looking at this type of right? This is kind of cutting edge that we're getting here on Lake Worth.
Lake Worth has been cutting edge in the realm of estuarine restoration for a long time. You know there's a lot of money now being talked about in the Indian River Lagoon and how to restore the Indian River Lagoon. Tremendous problems are going on up there. We're taking people right here to see how restoration is done. So yeah, you passed the cutting edge. You've been there a long time.
Great, thank you.
Commissioner Zerdy.
I want to thank you for the Spartina,
Sir.
and also thank you for the mangrove adjustments over there along the golf course, because I hear about it quite a bit. And you're true to the word that we said a while ago, that it's coming, it's going to happen, and I'm really glad to hear that, so thank you, Rob, appreciate that.
You are welcome. Not easy for us to go cut
I
down
know
some
that.
mangroves.
I understand.
It was the right thing to do.
Appreciate it very much.
Commissioner McCoy?
I guess I might be representing a somewhat different viewpoint. I know that in the past there was consideration along this length of the seawall to actually have a number of stretches of that with mangroves on it. And I think we all are aware that the whole shoreline originally was mangroves, all of it. And we've moved away from that to hardened walls, and now we're adding a little small stretch of Spartina, which may or may not do real well there, but it's something. I just want you to be aware that there is a very substantial contingent in Lake Worth that actually was very happy with the idea of having increases in the mangrove shoreline. Perhaps not as vociferous as some of the folks that were more concerned about the view, but please do be aware that when a batch of us walked out, it was actually dominated by folks who see the benefit of mangroves, particularly in situations of changing climate, and you need shoreline surge protection. I think we're all aware that Spartina won't do that. Mangroves certainly have been known to help quite a bit. We recognize the trade-off between view and habitat, but I just want you to be aware that there are a number of people in Lake Worth who do value mangroves. And now you're aware.
And I appreciate that, we do value those folks.
Thanks. Okay, thank you very much, appreciate it. Okay, up next.